Hello everybody, welcome back. We saw the interview with Bill and Vivian, and now we're going outside to see more of the side buildings and have a closer look about this beautiful roofing, what is on the side buildings and on the chateau roof. I see you there. But first I will show you a short part of the interview.
It's just such an amazing price that you got for it. Yeah. Even with all the work you've done, I think.
His vegetable garden is out there, which is not there when we...
Oh, that's a garden.
Yes, yes. It certainly looks like the roof of the barn is in much better condition than it was when we bought it. Yes. So that is maybe, it could be a 40-year-old photograph.
But they've left their scaffold there under the chapel, so...
So they must be coming back.
Yes.
Shall we go outside and look at all of these things?
Of course, yes. Why don't we do that? Right?
Okay.
So our area, I'm relieved to find there are no scorpions, and we really are too far north for there to be termites. Most buildings
Which
are...
is so reassuring, because that's so worrying.
Yes,
And we hear these things on shows, and you think, termites, heritage sites, everybody's controlling what you do.
Yes.
The building's going to fall down, mold, you don't know what to think.
Yeah, so this is a gorgeous location, climate-wise, from my point of view. It's much warmer than the area around Paris and northern France, but not so hot as the Mediterranean. And as I say, without the insects that I really don't really find quite off-putting. So this is just about right. The Dordogne River is
here. We are.
Yes,
Mild.
Yes.
In fact, there's an iris here. That is the sign it's springtime and putting out flowers.
I'll get the umbrella.
Termites. Termites.
See the iris there? It's springtime. After that dry summer, it's raining, it's cold, so it must be springtime.
So where are we going first, Bill?
Yes, we should go up in there, then we'll go up top.
Yes, that pigeonnier, it's been on the tourist postcards of the region apparently for a long time, and it was in danger of collapsing. We had an extra column built, or rather rebuilt, since the portrait in the barn shows that 2 columns are there, and you can see where the workmen have scarfed in new wood and patched the cement work. And it cannot be straightened, it would be far too risky, the roof is too heavy, and so there it is, but at least it's preserved for the future.
Yes, that's lovely. It's really sweet. Really adds to the house.
Yes, it's a character item, and we're glad we still have it. And when we speak about the great cost of the roof saving the barn, in reality it's not just a barn. You can see from here the lower level is a workshop and a garage. Had this collapsed, we wouldn't have workshop and garage either, so there's quite a lot of value in the building in terms of its use now.
And now you have this level for events as well that we're going to now.
Yes, this has its future is not certain yet, but it's certainly been noted what size it is and what a nice sized ballroom it is.
There are the pigeonholes up in the pigeonnier. All the little boxes for the pigeons. We have great difficulty trying to decide when it was built relative to the barn, because the access door was up there and it's right at the edge of the roof, so it doesn't make sense.
Yes.
It might have been that this was built before the barn was built. It certainly looks like it's
very, very ancient looking when you look.
Yes, and when you come inside here, the column there, and the ancient beam. And we've had preservatives put in the, preservatives, antifungal chemical inserted in the beam there.
Yes, that looks like it was outside.
It does, doesn't it?
So this must have been much later.
So on town.
Yes, the date carved into the stone above the workshop door just below us here is 1758. So either it was built or renovated at that time, because I still suspect that the height of the roof now is higher than it might have been originally, so that it wouldn't have so clashed with the pigeonnier. Look at these.
We have these holes
where it
look like
this line here, where I suspect a previous roof lower than the current one
Yes.
might have been.
yes, there was a beam. There was an
And
old
you can
beam
see
there.
where those holes are for
And
beams.
there are these holes. They're not all the same level. They're up and down, but there's one here, there's one there.
But it does suggest something has been modified at some point.
And the windows we put in here replaced lattice openings. It wasn't closed in. They were just wooden lattices in this window and this window and this window. So he said, "There's a place for a window."
Yes.
And these were big barn doors at the end.
Yeah. So the ceiling up here is all brand new construction, because when it was a barn, it was simply open to the top. So the expense of the roof included the expense of adding what is in effect an attic floor of very substantial timber. So we gained a huge amount of square footage.
The roofer had to put this little lintel in.
There.
Yes, that one, and to take down the stones down to that level,
Yes.
cement that in, and then build it. The roofer did all the stonework above it again, and replaced the stones and cemented them in, and then of course put all the beams
Yes.
in. And these are all the beams are Douglas fir.
Shall we go up and
Yes.
see it?
You can see it up here too. Originally we were going to continue this floor right the way across.
Yes.
And then I saw that lovely construction. I said, let's leave an opening here.
It's
so
really
when you come
nice
in
to have an
here,
opening.
you can look up and see the whole
I think it
roof
adds
structure.
to it. And it would be so nice if you had like the dances here, and then people, if those were like rooms, like in a kind of the inn when you
Oh,
go.
yes. Yes.
There's
Oh, it's-
music and a bar and dancing, and then you can go upstairs and for the night, have a room for the night.
The trouble, there's one concern. We put an opening for the staircase, but it would
Yes.
take out of the main room. So we're trying to figure out how we will get not using that opening for the staircase, but do the staircase at the end, so it doesn't detract from the ballroom area.
Yes.
So be very careful on here because they're very slippery when wet.
So this is above the
Yes.
dance
Space we
room.
were-
Gosh, it is really slippery.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Very careful. But this is such fantastic,
It's beautiful.
Woodwork.
Look at how nice it is.
and all these joints, field
So-
cutting to this, to cut these to
Yeah.
fit. It was
And look
amazing.
at- the pins are nice and
Oh,
it's
yes,
really very neatly
the
done.
pleats, yes.
Do you have your torch? Oh, to show them. I think it's such a nice job.
Oh, it all comes together. And I was watching them when they were installing these and trying to get it to fit, you know.
Yes.
They had
And-
a lot of pre-built A-frames, but this particular beam had to come in and join up there. And there's an interesting thing.
How intricate it is.
Oh yes, and the old roof line. If I this wall they had to cover up, but the rain got in, and it started to fall down. They had to repair it.
How long did it take them to do this?
This is at least 2 years, more than 2 years.
They've done a super good job.
One of the interesting things is that where they had to tie into the old roof, there's, if you see here,
Yes.
this is the original beam, and they had to tie in the roof, and this was sagging, so they had to strengthen it and put a tapered piece on the top to get the roofs to align. But look at the difference in the size.
How thin it is.
Oh, yeah.
And
These
it
are
really
these
doesn't
are
look
oak.
like-
These are oak, but they just weren't adequate.
How it could have held up all of those stones. All of
Yeah,
them.
it's amazing. Well, they sagged. Yeah. So this, our thoughts for this area here would be a place, a billiard table or games area, and then we'd have rooms along here. This is made for a bedroom on either side,
Yes, that's what I think.
a corridor down the middle, including the walkway across,
Yes.
and you see, and then a bedroom here with its dormer window, a bedroom here with its skylight, and then next to it would be a bathroom.
Yes. Just small rooms so somebody could stay.
Oh yeah, it's quite.
But
You
that's-
build
they would
cupboards
just be
underneath the
lovely.
beam, and then a bathroom here, and then once you come to here, there'd be two bedrooms, one
Yes.
that side, one left, one right, one left, right, one
Yes.
left, and then each would have its own bathroom beyond this beam.
Yeah, I think that would be perfect.
This is a bat habitat. I expected it
It's all-
right now.
So there'd be two bathrooms, very nice sized bathrooms, low ceiling, but that's fine under the beam. But we'd keep as much of the woodwork exposed as
Yes, I
possible.
think that
We'd insulate,
So nice.
so you'd see the edge of the beams. And all these beams are scarf joints where they join the two together right
Yes.
over this main beam. So, and then these what they call chevrons, the small pieces, and then there's about a 1.5 inch or just three and a half millimeter thick planks on top of that, and then there's a membrane, an asphalt membrane, and then on top of that they put the law stone. So it's a very, very substantial structural
Yeah.
and waterproof roof. So even if the law stones come off, there's a membrane
Yeah.
underneath. So it's a
Lovely.
fantastic place. We feel so lucky to own it. And although it was a lot of money, we feel it was pretty good
I
value.
think you got good value. I really do.
Well, particularly that there really was not an alternative. A pile of rubble here
Yes.
just wouldn't be conscionable.
This is all where you'd see. You'd come out of your room and see all the dancing and somebody at the bar.
Yes.
I think it would be so nice.
Yes, it could be lovely. So we're over the cattle barn here. This
Yes.
floor is over the cattle barn.
And this is behind here is where you said it's like hay storage.
Yes, it's hay storage for the over the
That
cattle
was it.
barn.
Yes.
And there are some. They strengthen it by putting some beams across above the floor, so it wouldn't be that easy to use it because you'd have to probably
okay.
build a new floor.
But just they're not set. And I'm afraid I dropped that piece of wire, Bill, so I'll fetch another.
Oh,
piece.
it's okay. It's not that
Maybe
critical.
it's easier to go down here rather than going on
Yeah,
those
those
wooden
things are
planks.
slippery.
Yes.
Those are the stones. The tiles. Look at how
Yeah.
beautiful they are, like dragon scales.
Dragon scale. The wire is
Oh, that's okay. Don't need the wire. But look at the size of this one. It goes from here to there.
Oh my gosh, look, it's from here.
Yeah.
How big it is. And those, so the oak
Those
has
are
to
big
be
ones.
really, I can't believe they had such thin beams holding it up before. How much
and
weight.
And then they get smaller. The law stones get smaller and smaller as you get to the
Yes.
top. So they
Yes, I think that's what I was looking at before, because I imagined that they were all kind of palm size, but some of them are quite large.
and you can see
with
the
them.
size of the gutter. that
How
they
big
built.
they are.
Yeah, size of the gutter. Careful,
Yeah,
careful.
And that stone is even bigger. I think that bottom
Yes,
corner
that-
one is
Oh, it's
probably about
huge.
the heaviest we have.
Yeah,
I never
mean, you look at
noticed
the
how big they
you look
are.
at the that's the thickness of it.
Gosh.
And then they're all on the sides too.
It's really pretty. It's so, so pretty.
So this was, you You can see that was an existing thing, and I had to square it up so that I could put those. I made those doors and fitted them in there, and it sort of. Yes. Oh yes, a rainbow.
Another one. We have an uncanny knack for filming when there's a rainbow.
If you like this video, please like and subscribe. Thank you.
So these wonderful I love all these wonderful walls we have. These are river rock walls. They're really nice.
We're in the hills. It's so.
And they do put.
I love hills and mountains.
They put drain holes at the bottom so you don't get a build-up of water behind it, which could cause it to.
Yes, to collapse like.
And this is another door that I've got to replace, like the one at the end. It's slightly different size, a bit wider, but not quite as tall. So I have to build doors for that.
If you really were desperate to get into that hayloft, basically it's open up there and it's open at the end, but it would require a ladder. So.
But there's also an interesting door here which goes into the orangery, but it's not at the floor level of the orangery. But it was, the orangery was built after this end. This end was, you can see at the front, there's a line where the original barn ends, and it's the same with the carve below. They all ended there, and then they built this on later. So this is one of the later constructions, and the farmhouse is the very latest.
Yes. It's still old for us,
but, it's still old
but
for
relatively
us,
speaking.
It's the youngest of them. And there's the chimney for the bread oven, that huge chimney.
Yes. So now we're going to the orangery.
Just see, that is an apple tree over there.
Is it? Were there any apples on it?
It has flowers on it, but it never produces apples because there's not another one around. I planted some new trees. We might start to get some apples on it, but it's too old and it's full of mistletoe. Oh. See all those brown things on it? They're all mistletoe. It needs to be thoroughly pruned. And here's the date of above here and the keystone there. 1770.
I thought it was 1776. Maybe
maybe
that's
difficult to tell.
Zero.
It's very difficult to tell. I think it's 1770, but there could be a 6 there, but it's
North American origin. 1776 sticks in my head.
It's old enough. And this was added on to the other barn, so it was clearly the other barn is older.
This is Selmar's work, hanging out to dry.
Some
hinges. He cleaned them all up and then he painted them with a gold paint. This was the art studio for the children, and they painted all these murals. And that mural there is where we can see there was a second column under the pigeonnier, although it wasn't there when we bought the place. So we said, oh, that shows there should have been a column there.
Yes.
On the far side.
So, yeah, I can see it.
So what we'll do with this, I think, is we'll probably put a trellis in front of these walls, leave the paintings there.
Yes.
Because they're just a record, maybe not the Queen, but the other ones of the Chateau. Leave them there and put a trellis to give it a sort of garden room atmosphere. Mm-hmm. And this, they had a stage here. We think the stage was there, and there's a spotlight.
Oh, okay.
Isn't that lovely?
Yes, it is sweet. All the chairs must have been in front here.
Yes, I think all the audience was here. And I think that had to be a stage.
Yes.
And then these were the metal chairs. We kept quite a few of them. They were in the rooms for the kids in the bedrooms, and had a
all these
bedside table.
You could be selling, Bill.
Yes.
I know you made a deal with somebody to sell a few.
He took them, he cleaned them up and painted them and sold them, and he never gave us any of the proceeds. But this is
Their easel.
The easels, there are several of these around. There's some in the farmhouse too. And a useful storage cupboard, and the roofers were using these. Well, that's not their stuff, but these are roofing nails and bits and pieces that they were using on the roof.
Yeah, it's like having a little shop.
Yeah, some face masks. They're all just some anchors, some red head anchors, some other drive-in anchors. So they haven't left yet. And there's also a can of hydraulic fluid, I think it is, for the. So they'll be back someday to finish the work. That's their coffee machine. So
this would be like you'd keep it as an oratory, or?
Oh yes, yes. But it could be another room like the big ballroom. It could.
Yes. Oh yes, that's true. Because we're right.
It could be a restaurant, an eating area.
Yes, that would be nice if the dancing was in there and then the eating was in here, just to come across.
Yes. And you just have some food warming in preparation at the far end. Basically, that space behind you.
Yes,
that could be all done for the. But the entrance is only here in the next window, so. But we did have our neighbours here, and their son-in-law is a traiteur. He runs a catering business in Paris.
Yes.
And he came here, and he looked inside and said, "Oh, we could have table here, table here." He was counting the
how many tables
he could put in there. And he says, "And you get the beautiful view of the chateau."
It's true.
He was almost building the restaurant right there, and we thought, "Oh boy, yes, yes, we could." It was lovely. The enthusiasm was wonderful.
So I think everyone would be super interested in everything, of what your plans and how everything looks. And we'll see you soon on another vlog.
Yes, we will be here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.